8 years after the start of the Great Recession, much of Illinois is back to work.
Unemployment down to 6%. A few years ago, it was nearly twice as high. But there's one category of unemployment where Illinois still ranks among the worst in the nation.
Larry Yellen looks at how the long-term unemployed are pushing us to the tipping point.
It is a big black mark on your record when you're unemployed for a long time, because you're seen as, what's wrong with you? Why aren't you good enough to work?
Matt Guido was a software testing engineer for 18 years until he was laid off in 2011.
I never anticipated being out of work for 4 years. I don't think anyone really does. And it's very frustrating because you know you can do a job, but people don't want to give you a chance past a certain time. Past a certain time, questions change from what have you been doing to why haven't you been doing things? And that's tough.
Guido's time out of work placed him in a category called the long-term unemployed. That's the official term for anyone who's been actively seeking work for more than 27 weeks. In Illinois, more than 40% of the unemployed are now in that category. That's the second worst percentage in the country.
In that time, I lost my condo. I spent my 401k savings, and I spent my savings account. I was barely hanging on.
Barely hanging on until he got some help from a group called Skills for Chicagoland's Future, or SCF. SCF helps the unemployed by first getting hiring commitments from companies that are looking for workers and then training and placing workers with those firms. Last year, SCF found jobs for 712 workers. 70% were long-term unemployed, many feeling stigmatized.
I think as the unemployment rate has dropped, I think the stigma has actually gone up. Because there is this, perspective that, well, gosh, everybody I know did get a job. How are you still looking?
When employees like Matt Guido spend not just weeks or months, but years without jobs, the economic impact is felt well beyond their own homes.
Now you have somebody who's not spending money, right? So they're not spending money, so there's less sales tax, there's less buying, there's less purchasing happening, and you start to put those pieces together, and it's a very costly proposition for the economy.
In Matt Guido's case, SCF had a hiring commitment from the SPR Consulting Group. Guido received some additional training, some coaching for his interview, and now he's out of the ranks of the long-term unemployed. Larry Yellen, Fox 32 News.
All right, Larry, thank you very much.